Bradford City. They knocked Everton out of the FA Cup and broke their record transfer fee for the former Wednesday striker Gordon Watson.
There we go.
Lovely.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Welcome to Bradford.
Looking forward to it.
But he barely managed 2 games in a City shirt.
That's a sickening sight for Bradford, and it looks as though he's going straight to the ambulance. And Chris Kamara is absolutely livid.
Watson hasn't played since that fateful day in February. The ensuing legal wranglings formed a backdrop to a relegation dogfight. To stay up, they needed a win against QPR on the last day of the season. They made it, just, but that only meant that Grimsby were relegated. Rotherham went down too. Danny Bagara just one of many managerial casualties.
David is a super guy. He's a terrific bloke. But at the end of the day, I need a team that wins.
David Hurst became a saint, along with Chesterfield's Kevin Davies. Changes too in personnel at Elland Road, where the so-called famous five of Tony Yeboah, Thomas Brolin, Ian Rush, Carlton Palmer and Tony DiRigo were all sent packing by George Graham. Sheffield United almost joined Leeds and Wednesday in the Premiership, but in a mostly forgettable playoff final, they were cruelly denied in a memorable finale.
Hopkin though, going for glory. That is a wonderful goal from David Hopkin, and it will take Crystal Palace into the Premiership.
It proved to be Howard Kendall's last match in charge.
Try and win as many of them blooming 25 games as we can, that's for sure. And hopefully tickle it along with a nice cup run, because that's another reason for coming back. You know, I do like that Wembley.
Lincoln City narrowly missed out on the playoffs in the summer, but the Imps are making good this time around, flying high in Division 3. And they weren't the only ones.
The famous night for Alan Buckley.
Grimsby and Hull were giant killers in the League Cup, but Little Emily found themselves the last village side in the FA Cup. Doncaster Rovers went from bad to worse in '97. Administrators, managerial walkouts and sackings and protests from the fans were all highlights this year. The football wasn't. On current form, Doncaster could well be trading places with Halifax Town next season, but the Shamen only just avoided relegation themselves in May. But they're currently looking good for promotion in '98.
Don Riddell with that look back at the football year. A year which also sadly saw the death only 3 weeks ago of one of the region's legends, the former Leeds United captain, Billy Bremner.
Oh, great.